Kia ora yogis, I hope you're doing well through this time. Today I'm going to give you a little flow to loosen the spine, open the chest and just get the energy flowing through the body. So we'll start in child pose, so coming onto your hands and knees. And have your knees hip width apart, gently sitting back towards the heels. Taking the hands forwards, at least shoulder width apart, feeling lots of space through the chest and allowing the head to come down. If you feel uncomfortable in child pose, you can bring a pillow between your heels and your buttocks just to make it a bit softer. And you can also rest your head on your hands if that feels better for your head. Sinking down, just taking a few long deep breaths here. And if your forehead is on the floor, you might like to gently roll it from side to side, massaging the forehead. Just finding a nice rhythm with the breath. It's really good for mental tension, headaches. And settling into your breath, finding a nice rhythm here. If you're rolling your head, bring it back to the center and extend your arms forward, reaching through to the pads of the fingers. As you inhale, coming up onto your hands and knees. And just bring your hands back a little bit so the wrists are underneath your shoulders. Spread the fingers out. Find a nice foundation through the palms of the hands. Knees are hip width apart. Just moving into cat-cow pose. So as you inhale, looking forward, let the belly drop down. And as you exhale, curl the spine. Lifting the belly up towards the spine, tucking the chin in. So really feel the spine opening at the back. Inhale, looking forwards. Let the belly drop a little bit, slide the shoulders back. Exhaling, curl the spine, hugging the belly in. One more time, and we're just going to bring a lion's breath here, so just come back into that exhale, rounding the spine. As you inhale, looking forwards, and then poking your tongue out, creating a sound, just clearing the throat. Just keep going with that movement, cat and cow, and as you inhale, looking forwards, poking your tongue out, deep breath in through the mouth. One more time, exhaling, curl the spine, lift the belly. Inhale, looking forwards, poke your tongue out. And then sitting back to the heels into child pose. Take a nice deep breath in and out. As you inhale, slowly slide your hands back towards the knees and curl the spine, just opening up the back of the spine. On your next inhale, sweeping the arms forwards, lifting your hips away from the heels, taking the arms up, and then bring them down to the lower back. So bringing the palms, just resting on the buttocks or the tailbone. As you inhale, draw up through the front of the thighs and lift up through the front of the body. Rolling the shoulders back, just leaning back a little bit if it's comfortable for your back. Be mindful if your lower back is a little vulnerable, don't push into this one too far. If you want a little bit more, you can tuck your toes under and reach towards your heels. Some of you might want to go lower and drop the tops of your feet to the floor. So just finding your challenge, your healthy challenge. Remembering not to create pain through the body. Opening the chest. Maybe looking up to the ceiling if it's comfortable. One more deep breath in and out. As you inhale, just lifting the head and then lifting the body and the arms up. Turn the feet over if your toes are tucked under. Draw the belly in a little bit as you fold all the way down to child pose. Taking some nice deep breaths here, just letting the length come back into your lower back. So feel as though you're taking that breath down into the lower back, around the belly, and really feel the expansion there, finding space. As you exhale, just softening the body completely down. As you inhale, coming back up onto your hands and knees, bring your Wrists back underneath your shoulders. Spread the fingers out again, finding that foundation. Just have a neutral spine here so the belly is lifting a little to support your lower back. You're going to inhale and raise your right arm out to the side, just taking it out as far as comfortable. Lift away from that lower hand, just finding space through the chest. Exhale, bringing that hand down to the floor. Ground through that right hand. Inhale the left hand upwards, spreading the fingers out, just opening the chest. Exhaling, bringing the hand down. Keep going from side to side, finding a nice flow here. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, the hand down. Switching sides in your own time. The next time you bring your right hand down, just sweep it down to the floor and underneath your arm. So slowly bringing your right shoulder down to the floor. Support yourself with your left hand if you need to. Just take your time to get there, there's no rush. Keep sliding that right shoulder all the way underneath, moving that arm towards the left, and make sure your upper arm is quite close to your jaw so it gives you a bit more stability. You can keep your left hand there if you need to support yourself. Some of you might want to create a nice side body stretch here, so taking your hand forwards towards the top of the mat, over your ear or in that general direction, just opening up the side body. Your head is turned towards the left, you can look up towards the ceiling. And we'll just stay here for 3 long deep breaths, just really allowing the body to drop down into it. Lifting the belly a little bit as you exhale. It's really nice for the shoulders, the ribs, the thoracic spine. So when you're ready, on your next inhale, slide your left hand back towards your head, pushing down through that left hand as you slowly come back upwards. Take your time if you need to, bringing your hands back, wrists underneath your shoulders. So switching to the other side now. This time we'll inhale the left arm upwards, and then taking it underneath your body, underneath your right arm, slowly bringing that left shoulder down to the floor. So again, feel free to use that right hand to support you. Keep sliding the left arm away from you, and make sure your upper arm, your left upper arm, is close to the head to give you a bit of foundation. Breathing into it, opening up into that twist. And if you want a little bit more, just walk your right hand towards the top of your mat, opening up the side body, looking underneath the arm. Breathing into where you feel any tightness, finding space. Try to find the softening as you exhale, sinking, relaxing into the pose. One more deep breath in and out. On your next inhale, bringing your right hand back towards your head. Press down through the right hand to help you lift up gently. And then just walking the hands forward, so keeping your hips above your knees, coming into puppy dog pose. So you can be on the fingertips if you want, or just the palms, letting the forehead rest down. And just allow the chest to drop. So keeping a little bit of support through the lower belly to support your lower back. So lifting the lower belly slightly, but allowing the chest to release down. So really opening up through the ribs and chest. Keeping the hips above the knees. And one more deep breath in and out. And then when you're ready, slowly coming back. And just bringing yourself up to kneeling. Bringing your hips over to one side. And then take your legs out to the front. So have your knees bent here. Sitting with your feet hip width apart. And I'm just going to inhale and raise the arms upwards. As you exhale, folding forwards. Inhaling, lifting the arms up. And then exhale, draw the belly in, just leaning back as far as you feel some tension coming into that lower belly area. Inhaling, raising the arms up and folding forward. Some of you might like to straighten the legs out a little bit. Feel free to do that. Inhaling upwards. Exhale, hug the belly in, keeping the chin slightly tucked in as you lean back, maybe going back a little bit further, just finding your healthy challenge. Inhaling upwards and exhaling forward. So if you find this forward bend too tight, just bend the knees, have your knees bent like this. Inhaling up. Exhale. If you want to come all the way down to the floor, feel free. And if you get stuck coming halfway up, just bring your fingertips around the outside of the sides, just cheating a little bit to bring you up. Exhaling as you fold forward. Keep going. 2 more rounds. Draw the belly in, supporting the spine. Use the hands to generate that momentum to come up and folding over. One more time. Follow your breath. Let your breath guide the movement. And just folding forwards there for a moment. Holding it there. So if you really tighten the legs, you can keep the knees bent and gently come forwards that way. A nice little trick here is just to bring your forearms underneath the sides. Feel as though you're giving yourself a bit of a hug here, some self-nurturing, just letting the chin drop. So we're just curling the spine here. This is really nice for the nervous system. And if you feel comfortable, you can slowly straighten the legs out, but try to keep your belly close to the sides. If you've come down quite low, feel free to slide the hands out. This also helps just to roll the buttocks out a little bit, just to find more space if you need it underneath. Taking some long, deep breaths here. Try to feel length coming from the tailbone all the way up the spine. As we hold into this pose, Paschimottanasana. 2 more long, deep breaths. And then when you're ready, slowly walking your hands back and bend your knees. Slide your tailbone forward a little bit and gently come down onto your back. You're coming into bridge pose here. Have your arms down by your sides, have your feet on the floor, knees are bent, your feet are underneath your knees, and again just make sure there's a length through your lower spine. If you need to, you can lift the tailbone off the floor and slide it towards the feet. Pressing the palms down and your upper arms, so just gently rolling the shoulders back, the back of the head is on the floor. Pushing down through the feet and lifting the pelvis up towards the ceiling. If you find this quite strenuous, feel free just to come up and down with your inhale and exhale. Otherwise, holding it there. And you may need to just wriggle the shoulders down a little bit to create space around the neck. It's important that the back of your neck has space between the floor and the neck. You don't want to be jamming the neck. And just keep lifting those hips up as high as you can, drawing the shoulders back. Breathing, taking the breath awareness into the throat here, and if you're familiar with the Ujjayi breath, this is a really good pose to practice that breath. Three more long deep breaths. If you need to come down, feel free. Squeezing through the inner thighs. Feel as though you're breathing in and out of the throat, slightly constricting the throat, hearing a subtle sound. And then as you exhale, gently roll the spine one vertebrae at a time, imagining a string of pearls as you lower the spine down to the floor. And just softening there for a moment. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Feel free to sigh the breath out, just letting that energy be released, letting go of any tension, whether it be physical, mental or emotional. And then gently bringing your knees up towards you. Take your knees quite wide. You can hold the backs of your thighs. See if you can push the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. So just moving into happy baby pose. So the easier option here is to hold the back of the thighs, and you can interlace your fingers if you want, drawing the thighs down. Keep the knees wide. You might want to rock a little bit from side to side. If you want more, just slide your hands up the insides of your legs, holding the insides of the feet, letting the knees come lower down towards the outsides of your mat. So feeling that stretch into the hips, taking the breath awareness down into the hips and the pelvis, around the tailbone. 2 more long deep breaths there, relaxing the shoulders, draw the shoulders down, soften the jaw. And then when you're ready, gently releasing, lowering your feet down to the floor and staying on your backs. You can keep your knees bent if you wish. If your lower back's a little tight, that's a good option. And feel free to straighten the legs out if that works better for you. Just lengthening the legs away from the pelvis. Feel the arms lengthening away from the shoulders. Slither the chin, tuck in slightly, but feel softness around the neck and the throat. Closing the eyes if you're comfortable. Taking a few more deep breaths. As you exhale, feel free to sigh the breath out and just start to allow the full weight of the body to drop down to the floor. Soften the skin around the forehead and the eyes, cheeks, releasing the jaw. Release the skin on your scalp. Feel the back of the head connected to the floor. Letting the shoulders relax down. Taking the awareness all the way down through the back of the body, down to the tailbone and the buttocks, through the legs, down to the soles of the feet. Just feel that sense of letting go. Feeling that sense of being supported by the floor beneath you. And feeling the breath at the nostrils. Just allowing yourself to rest into the stillness, letting any thoughts, feelings, distractions come and go. Just letting anything arise, not pushing anything away, but not holding on to anything. Getting to notice